Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and sponsors. I'm Mark McLemore with Joel McLemore, coming to you live from U.S. Cellular Sports Park in Medford, Oregon today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Lithia Superstore Game Night, powered by Siskiyou Cellular in Southern Oregon, today featuring the Cascade Christian Challengers and the South Umpqua Lancers. We are pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with Cascade Christian High School, the school district, and our participating community business partners. Joe Brett is the executive producer for tonight's event. Our sponsors keep these events free for fans to enjoy. Please let them know that you appreciate their support. Please help Table Rock Sports by subscribing to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, search Table Rock Sports and click on the red subscribe button. Thank you if you already have. Well, tonight's game between South Umpqua and Cascade Christian is a big game in the fact that it's for pretty much for the league championship. South Umpqua comes in 7-0 and undefeated on the season, obviously 7-0, and they are playing a Cascade Christian Challengers team that is 4-2 on the season and has had taken its lumps in a couple different games so far. However, the level of competition that the Challengers have played has been a bit higher than what we've seen South Umpqua play. But tonight is a league game against the two teams in the league that are undefeated. The winner is pretty much on track to take the conference championship. This is South Umpqua's final conference game of the season. The Challengers have one more next week against Sutherland. So anyway, nice night so far tonight here at U.S. Cellular Park. A little bit of a breeze, no rain as of yet, and bring in my broadcast partner Joel McLemore tonight. Should be a really good football game.
Yeah, it should be, and these two teams will test each other in ways that both teams haven't been tested so far. I feel like playing in big games myself on this field, it's very important to come into a game prepared, and that's what the Cascade Christian Challengers coaches always have them do, is prepared, and it puts them in a spot to potentially compete with teams that are more talented than them, like this South Umpqua team.
Well, I know there's a lot of effort and preparation that goes into every game the Challengers play, and it's a great coaching staff that watches a lot of film and really has a game plan in place for the players prior to the game. So, it'll be interesting to see. I think the Challengers, this is going to be a very difficult game for them tonight, going against the South Umpqua team with a lot of confidence, being ranked number 1 in the state and being 7-0 coming into this game. So hopefully the Challengers are ready to go. And, they're going to have to be, I think, a little more consistent on offense than what we've seen them so far this year.
Yeah, I agree. And offense is what really prepares. Offense is something you can't prepare as much for in the film sessions. A lot of the film sessions that these coaches go through focus very heavily on the other team's offense. And it makes it very interesting because on the offensive end, you're just trying to be consistent, where on the defensive end, you're preparing to react to what they're going to throw at you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more on Challengers pregame.
Just allow us to enjoy the evening, enjoy community. In Jesus' name, amen. Please remain standing as we honor America, our servicemen and women, our veterans, and those who have given the ultimate sacrifice with the playing of our national anthem.
Does
Cascade Christian's instrumental
it cuts out automatically.
No, my right ear, I can't hear anything.
No, you only hear out of one.
Tonight is homecoming for Cascade Christian. And also we have several alumni throughout the crowd.
To Challenger pregame on TableRockSports.net. It looks like I'm still trying to figure out the ad thing, so hopefully I'll get that straightened out at some point. So sorry about that. Back to the sidelines as the Challengers are going to take the field here real quick. We got about 3 minutes to go before 3.5 minutes here to go before game time, and it's just a lot of interesting scenarios here playing out for the Cascade Christian Challengers, especially in relation to the playoffs and those kinds of things coming down the road. This is a big game, a big opportunity for the Challengers to really, take control of the league. And remember, if you win the league, it's an automatic spot in the playoffs. Otherwise, you have to be ranked appropriately to get in. So Challengers are ranked number 10 right now, I believe, in the league, or in the state. And as we said, South Umpqua ranked to number 1. So a win tonight by the Challengers would definitely bolster their rankings, as well as next week they play Sutherland, another team that was ranked in the top 10 prior to last week when they lost to South Umpqua. So 2 good games for the Challengers to finish off their regular season, and hopefully they can come away with a couple of victories and put themselves in prime position for the playoffs.
Yeah, and a real must-win here for the Challengers as well if they want to really get into the playoffs. It's going to be tough for them to get in without a win like this on their resume.
Yeah, it really is. And so as we try to look at the coin toss here happening at midfield, you can see Challengers, Keith Reed out there, Tristan Wallace, Bryson Cannon, and Austin Waits are the captains out there for Cascade Christian. For South Umpqua, it looks like we've got Simmons out there for South Umpqua, and Jace Johnson out there, and Braden Reedy out there. And the Challengers have won the toss and will defer, which means South Umpqua will receive the opening kick. So glad to have you along tonight for this one. So far, as I said, no rain currently coming down. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see something at some point during this game. So, and as we talked about previously, a very important game for both teams. And always in football, it's the team that takes care of the football, it doesn't turn it over, that usually wins a football game. So the Challengers are going to have to play clean tonight and try to play good defense and solid execution on offense, like we've not necessarily seen some consistency all year so far from them. They've had quarters where they've played really good offense, and they've had, like the third quarter against St. Mary's, and they've had quarters where it's been a struggle for them offensively. So tonight I think they're looking for some consistency on offense and some more of that solid defense that we've kind of seen most of the year from the Challengers so far. So they're going to kick this ball away. So we're getting ready to go here. Should be an awesome game. Kicking for the Challengers, of course, Knobloch Scott. Usually kicking the ball into the end zone. We'll see tonight he's going to be kicking in. It looks like to a slight wind here to start the game.
Number 2, Justin Jenks.
Back deep for the Lancers, Justin Jenks and Isaac Riel. Kicking off for the Challengers, JT Knobloch Scott. And boy, you can feel there's quite a few fans in the stands tonight. You can hear the little bit of the roar of the crowd here as we're getting ready to go. And it's going to be a heck of a football game, so stick around and tune in, and we'll show it to you. Kind of an end-over-end kick through the hands of Jenks and out of the back of the end zone, so it's going to be a touchback. And South Umpqua will take over at their own 20-yard line.
First and 10.
Yeah, very returnable kick. Went right through his
At their
hands
own
and
20-yard
lost
line.
into the back of the end zone. Kind of a lucky bounce for South Umpqua after the muffed catch.
Yeah, it could have went out of bounds, or a lot of things could have happened, but it goes into the end zone, and the Lancers will start at the 20. Coming out at quarterback for the Lancers, Jace Johnson, number 13. In the backfield with him, Cage Simmons. And those two guys do a lot of damage, along with Cade Johnson out at wide receiver. First play is a handoff to Simmons over the left side. Not much doing on that play. Might have lost about a yard.
With the carry.
So Cage Simmons, nice job by that Challenger defense. And I think if you're the Challengers, first thing up to do defensively, stop that run. And then secondly, the Johnson to Johnson connection was big last year for the Lancers when these two teams played. So keep your eyes on Cade Johnson, number 21, the receiver here in the slot. He's going in motion right now. Second play of the game, another handoff to Simmons, and he is up the middle. Picks up about 12 yards and a first down for the Lancers. And you're going to see them do very similar to what the Challengers do. Get right up to the line of scrimmage after a play like that and want to go again.
Yeah, that really helps keep the momentum going as a team, as well as just keep the defense on their heels the whole night.
So South Umpqua right back at the line of scrimmage here. First and 10 at the Challenger 31, or excuse me, at the Lancer 31. Three receivers to the right. Johnson rolling to his left, looking for his favorite target, Johnson. So the Johnson to Johnson connection. Oh, excuse me, that wasn't. That's Isaac Real on the outside. And he picks up about 14 yards. Well, maybe make it 13. And another South Umpqua first down. And we're trying to figure out, is there a penalty flag? What are we?
Flag on the play.
Roughing the passer, maybe? I'm guessing. Looks like a 15-yard penalty against the Challengers for, I did not see the indication from the official. Oh, here it is. Yes, roughing the passer. So the Challengers penalized 15 yards and
in addition to the run.
In addition to the run, so all the way down into Challenger territory now. Handoff again to Simons. And he gets,
hands off to Simmons.
Or Simmons, excuse me. He gets a couple of yards.
Austin waits, makes the first contact.
A couple of yards for Simmons off the left side. And you can see the Lancers shuffling their tight end over to that side right before they ran that way. Going with sort of an unbalanced line, giving them an extra blocker on that side.
And they also added a fullback onto that side as well, coming out of the pistol formation.
Johnson to throw out in the flat. Good tackle out there. That was to Simmons again out in the flat. Good tackle by one of the linebackers
Simmons with the reception
for the Challengers. Not exactly sure who that was. I had some of those numbers a little hard to pick up from up here. But a good play. Makes it 3rd and long now for the Lancers. First time tonight they've really had a 3rd and long. Challengers with a defensive stop here would, they'd probably go for it, I would think. Johnson's going to take off with it, and he's got the first down and more. Inside the 20. Now remember, he can run with the football. We saw that a little bit last year as well, all the way down to the 9-yard line. So Jace Johnson with a huge run there to pick up the first down and take the ball all the way to 1st and goal now for the South Umpqua Lancers. Very athletic group of receivers and skill guys for South Umpqua.
Lancers.
And you've seen some of that on display already. Catches already by Real, Simmons out of the backfield, as well as Johnson. So a lot of guys to throw the ball to here for the Lancers. Run a very similar style of offense to Cascade Christian with that spread pistol look. Timeout, South Umpqua.
Timeout, South Umpqua.
So we're going to try and see if we can get one of these commercials to go again. So we'll do that here and take a quick break.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you.
Here real quick, back to live action as we're going to get a play run here. Johnson keeping it, rolling out to his right. And he's trying to run. That Challenger defense not able to get him, and he ends up in the end zone. So a 9-yard touchdown run by Johnson.
Into the end zone for a touchdown.
And South Umpqua strikes first. And I'll tell you what, right now, South Umpqua looks like they're working on all cylinders.
Yeah, and 51 yards on the ground in that drive. A very impressive opening drive to assert the speed and physicality of the South Umpqua team.
Moros for the extra point here for the Lancers. Kick is up, and it's good. So a nice drive by South Umpqua on their first possession. And the Challengers to get the ball next. We'll be right back after this message.
Choose a company.
Power Days at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up with a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. Get Ram Power Days special pricing on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
And we're back for the kickoff here. Challengers take it a little bit of a short kick. Taken by one of the up guys. And a nice return. It's Ragu returning for the Challengers up to about the 39-yard line. Challengers will have it there, 1st and 10. And we talked about some of that execution on offense. And this looks like one of those games that the Challengers are going to have to execute offensively in order to keep up with the South Umpqua Lancers. So we'll see how this goes here as we start in the pistol. 2 receivers out to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Tyler Almacy and Brody Sample out here to the left. Handoff to Tristan up the middle. Tristan Wallace picks up a couple of yards.
Number 22, Tristan Wallace.
For Cascade Christian, and kind of what you would expect on a first down play. Challengers still in, at the moment anyway, twins to each side. Austin Waits out to the right along with, who else is out there? It looks like it's Peyton Maurer. Almacy in motion. Keith Reed to throw the football. He's got an open receiver down there. And a nice catch. And it looks like that is going to be Austin Waits. About a 15, 16-yard gain for the Cascade Christian Challengers, and they pick up a first down. So nice throw that time. Good timing on the rollout, and a good pass to Austin Waits for the first down. Austin seems to be Keith's favorite target so far this season. racking up some yardage. As a matter of fact, the game Austin didn't play in, Keith kind of struggled a little bit finding targets. Austin's definitely been his favorite so far this year. Brody Sample in motion for Cascade Christian. And he's going to take it on the fly sweep. Nowhere to go. Good defense that time by the South Umpqua Lancers.
Brody Sample with the carry.
Brendan Goslin, number 1 out there. Nice play by him. Challengers second and long now after a good defensive play by the Lancers. It looks like they're going to try and keep the Challengers from running the ball outside the tackles.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see a hard count here. Try to get some of that yards back lost on the first play.
Yep, that's probably a good call. Trips now to the right. Brody Sample by himself down here to the left. Looks like the little screen out there to Maurer. He makes the catch.
Great pass complete to number 13.
Picks up about 6-7 yards on the play and puts the Challengers in third down and 5. Third down and 6 maybe for Cascade Christian. At about the Lancer 40. So a nice little throw and catch. Keith Reed looking sharp so far, throwing the ball on time and to the targets he wants to throw it to. And you know the Challengers love the screen game. Nice job that time of picking up 6 or 7 yards and getting themselves in third and manageable. Almacy and Sample now to the left. Whoops. Ball right through Keith Reed's hands, and lucky to the Challengers recover it. And I don't know about that. It looked like the snap was there. Keith just took his eye off of it as it came toward him and fumbled it onto the turf. So that's going to pretty much kill this drive for Cascade Christian as
Ends up a 4th down for the Challengers on the.
Well, it looks like we're going to the punter Knobloch Scott out there, JT, to punt the football away.
JT Knobloch Scott to kick. Big for the Lancers, number 8, Isaac Rial.
Knobloch Scott a little bit off the side of his foot. Ball's going to go out of bounds around the 20-yard line. Looks like the 25-yard line. So the Lancers will take over 1st and 10 from the 25. So quick drive that looked like it had a promising start by the Challengers kind of fizzles out after a couple of, really a run in the wrong direction and an incomplete pass. And a bad snap.
Yeah.
So the bad snap certainly didn't help.
Negative yards plays are never going to help you move the ball against a good team like this South Umpqua.
South Umpqua to try their own fly sweep here. And the Challengers, again, right out there where they need to be. Ragu coming up from his safety spot and makes the tackle for about a yard gain. Ragu, heck of a kid as a freshman this year, playing a lot of snaps for the Challengers.
2nd and 9.
So the Lancers in 2nd and long now for one of the few times in this game. The Challengers make a good stop and hold the Lancers to a very short gain on 1st down. And you're going to have to start spying on him because he's just going to run the football. You can see that. He would just as soon drop back and run as he would drop back and throw it. So Jace Johnson with another big gain on 2nd and 9, and he picks up a 1st down for the Lancers and big gain for Cascade Christian. So the Challenger's going to have to get somebody spying on him because, like I said, so far he's ran it as much as he's thrown it, or maybe more.
Yeah, he's already got 62 yards on the ground.
Yeah, so he's a kid you have to account for. One of those linebackers is going to have to be assigned to him and make sure that he doesn't run the football. South Umpqua now twin receivers to either side. Handoff up the middle to Simmons, and he's going nowhere. So the Challengers doing a good job of stopping the run so far.
When it's not a scramble by the quarterback, that is.
Yeah, other than the quarterback scrambling around.
Daniel Nearing with the stop for the Challengers.
Daniel Nearing on the stop that time
game.
for Cascade Christian, and looks like he's going to come out of the game right now. Get a little bit of a break. He's the Challenger center as well, so he's playing a little bit on both sides of the ball. Knobloch Scott comes in to play a little defensive end. The kicker. Very good athlete. A lot of speed, too. See if they can get some pressure on the quarterback. Oh, and the ball dropped out there. Good throw that time. Johnson to Johnson. And not able to be completed. Normally that's a completed pass, so Johnson, Cade, usually doesn't drop that football, but he did in that case and brings up 3rd and long now. Challengers with a chance to make a stop here and get off the field.
Yeah, and the ball was a little bit behind him, but probably a catchable ball and one you need to catch if you want to extend drives and not put yourself in a tough 3rd and long situation like the Lancers find themselves in now.
Twin receivers to each side. Johnson back to throw, as you would expect. This time the Challengers trying to keep him in the pocket and do a good job of that. Ball thrown out of bounds, and I think that's what they got to do. I think some discussions have been had on that sideline, obviously, to make sure that they keep Johnson in the pocket, because as you can see, he's not as effective throwing it as he is running it.
Yeah, he's had some accuracy issues to start this game, definitely, and it makes it even harder when he has that habit of running, and then he's got to throw on the move as well. Yeah,
he's moving a little bit, and you know, he's and as you see right here, he's going to punt the football as well. Kind of a jack of all trades for the Lancers.
Johnson in punt formation for the Lancers.
So the other thing you got to watch out for is a fake. Obviously, if you have your quarterback punting the football, you know that there's lots of options out of that formation. He is going to punt it. Al Macy back for the Challengers. Makes the fair catch with Cade Johnson right in his face at the 12, 13-yard line, and the Challengers will take over there. So a nice defensive stop for Cascade after, you know, the Lancers got a couple of first downs and moved the ball up to almost to midfield. And the Challengers get the football back. Now they've got to figure out a way to execute some offense and not have those penalties and, well, excuse me, not have those incompletions and drop and snap issues. Really not a snap issue. Keith Reed just didn't quite watch it all the way to his hands. Twin receivers to each side. Reed in the shotgun, of course. Behind him is Tristan Wallace. The pass out to Maurer, Peyton Maurer. Looks like he's real close to the first down. See where they mark it. And it looks like they are going to give him a first down. So a nice first down catch by Maurer out there in the flat. Good throw by Keith Reed. Al Macy comes out and into the ballgame for the Challengers, Cole Shields. And Shields tends to play sort of an H-back spot for Cascade Christian, and you can see him is more of a H-back fullback spot right behind the offensive guard. Typical run formation for Cascade Christian, and Tristan Wallace does get the carry. Picks up about 2 or 3 yards up the middle. A nice job by the Challenger offensive line, getting him a little bit of a hole there. Expect we'll see Brody Sample run the football, too, at some point for the Challengers. Those guys have been the two primary running backs, Wallace and Brody Sample. Sample now, right now, split wide left down here at the bottom of your screen. And there we go. The Challengers draw an offside penalty, I think, against South Umpqua. And, you know, you got to do that. You got to mix that count up every so often to just make sure that South Umpqua is not jumping off that ball. And a nice job that time by the Challengers getting a free 5 yards and making it second and very short. And I don't know, if it's me, second and short, you got one-on-one with Brody Sample down here at the bottom of the page, bottom of the screen.
Now's your chance to take the shot.
Oh, they're going to mix it up, it looks like, and go trips over here now. Peyton Maurer, the lone receiver at the top. Keith Reed fumbles the football. No, they're going to say it's an incomplete pass.
I don't know about that. That's a questionable call.
Well, you can hear the South Umpqua fans down to the right. They were sure it was a fumble, but the official saying his arm was going forward is going to call that an incomplete pass. So now it's 3rd and short for Cascade Christian. So a break for the challengers for sure. Gives them opportunity, hopefully, here to pick up a first down.
Yeah, and a big break because not only do they not have the fumble, but also they don't get the sack either, which keeps them at 3rd and short.
Yep, 3rd and short now for Cascade Christian. Brody Sample and Al Macy down at the bottom of your screen on the left. And up at the top, we have Austin Waits and Peyton Maurer. Keith Reed with the football. And I don't know if he got it. It looks like he's short. So not sure why he didn't hand the ball to Wallace there. It looked like Wallace would have picked it up, but it looks like he's 4th and about a yard. So if I know Coach Getman like I do, he's going for it here.
Ball is short of the yard to gain.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Getman gives Keith the option to possibly roll out and give him a chance to run for it as well as throw for it, or if he's just going to give it right back up the middle again.
I suspect that with the 2 linebackers in the middle, maybe an option play or something like that on the edge might be better. Let's see what the challengers do here.
RPO, and they throw the jack screen, and it's going to go for a big gain for Sample.
Yeah, nice job, jack screen, good call. I love it because it was 2-on-2 out there on the wing, and nice block by Al Macy. Little jack screen out here, as you mentioned, to Brody Sample, and the challengers pick up a nice first down. Kind of a big play right there on 4th and 1. Challengers clear out now to their 48.
And that's the bread and butter of the Cascade Christian offense, the run-pass-read option, where if you have the numbers on the outside, you're going to throw that ball all the time.
Yep, and that was a good call that time. And Brody Sample with his speed just needed a little bit of a block out there by Al Macy, and he's able to pick up the big gain. And now we have Brody out in the flat again on the swing pass. And that's a little play they put in recently. Looks like he picks up about 9 yards on the play, and a nice throw by Keith. Good timing on the route. And he's able to catch it at full speed, turn it upfield, and get 9 out of it. Cole Shields back into the ball game, and Al Macy comes out.
And the challengers starting to drive here as we approach the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, nice job by Cascade Christian starting to move the football down the field. Now into South Umpqua territory at the 43. 2 receivers on each, well, actually 2 receivers. We've got the H-back in the backfield, and hand the ball to Wallace, who kind of makes a little cut outside. Looks like he got the first down. Challengers are going to get it. It was 2nd and a couple, and he picks those couple up, maybe 3 on the play, and gets the first down.
That's another first down.
So challengers moving the football, picking up some first downs, and this game so far, both teams with a couple of nice drives. South Umpqua able to cash in on their first one. The challengers on their second possession here looking to cash it in and tie this one up. Reed out of the shotgun that time. Looking for Cole Shields in the flat. Good coverage that time by Kay Johnson for South Umpqua. Didn't fool anybody. I think they were sort of expecting Kay Johnson to fall back in coverage, and he went with the back out in the flat. Al Macy back in. Shields out on 2nd and 10. Maurer and Austin Waits to the right side of the ball. Brody Sample and Al Macy to the left. Christian Wallace in the backfield. Keith Reed back to throw. It's inside screen to Brody Sample. Oh, almost a big play. Number 24 for. That is, actually, that's Loudon Cole. Nice job by Loudon Cole. Of really, that play was going to go for something if Loudon doesn't make the play there. Brody picks up still about 4 or 5 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd and 5. But if Loudon Cole didn't make that play, Brody was going to go for a ways.
Yeah, and that's that go-to challenger tunnel screen that they love to run so much.
And that's the end of the first quarter. So the Challengers 0, South Umpqua Lancers 7 after 1.
7, Cascade Christian, nothing.
And we'll take a quick break and recognize one of our sponsors.
All right.
Gather and memories are made. Tap Rock Northwest Grill.
Back at U.S. Cellular Park, South Umpqua High School leading the Challengers 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Cascade Christian with a nice drive in progress here. 3rd down and about 5 for the Challengers at the South Umpqua 36-yard line. I would suspect that regardless of what happens on this play, if they don't get the first down, that they're in that part of the field that they would probably go for it on 4th down. But sure, the Challengers after the quarter break going into their bag of tricks here, and we'll see what they have at the beginning for the first play of the second quarter. Again, Lancers leading 7-0 here at the start of the second quarter. Keith Reed with the keep up the middle. A nice run by Keith. Big gain for the Cascade Christian Challengers. Picks up about 12 yards and a Challenger first down. Keith, good read that time as the end crashed down on Tristan Wallace. Keith Reed keeps the football for a nice gain, and the Challengers get that first down they needed. 1st and 10 now, down at the 23-yard line of South Umpqua. Twin receivers on both sides. That's Al Macy in motion. Hand to Wallace. Not much doing there. Wallace hit immediately that time. It looked like by Simmons, excuse me. Simmons with the stop. And a nice job by him. He's their starting running back and linebacker. Again, another two-way player. You get down at the 3A level, a lot of kids play both ways, especially your athletic kids. And we see that with both of these teams. 2nd and 10 now for Cascade Christian. Bunch formation to the right. Brody Sample with the football. Nice block out there by Tristan Wallace for a huge gain for the Challengers all the way down to, it looks like, the 7-yard line. So a gain of about 17 on the play. Well, excuse me, about 14 on the play, and puts the Challengers in 1st and goal. Excuse me, yeah, 1st and goal for Cascade Christian, even though it says 2nd on the sign over there. I think they're getting that fixed.
1st and goal, Cascade.
And they are 1st and goal from the 7. Let's see if the Challengers can finish this drive.
And they go back to that same formation, just flipped the other way.
They might run the same play. Let's see. And they do. They give it to Brody Sample on the fly sweep. This time, good pursuit by South Umpqua out there. Brendan Goslin, doing a good job from his safety spot of making sure that play doesn't get very much, if anything. Looks like 2nd down from the 7. Al Macy back in. Cole Shields out for Cascade Christian. And the Challengers 2nd and goal now from the 7.
Second and goal from the 7.
Austin Waits and Peyton Maurer to the right. Al Macy and Brody Sample to the left. Tristan Wallace in the backfield. And we see Al Macy in motion. Keith Reed looking. He's going to run with it. And it looks like he gets down to about the 2.
Keith Reed with the carry.
3-yard line. Looks like maybe they'll mark him out of bounds. So
That's
third down now
Reed.
for the Challengers at the 3.
3rd and goal, Cascade from the 3-yard line.
And we see Cole Shields back in. H-back formation.
And after really getting all their offense through the air in the first quarter, the Challengers have gone to the ground pretty heavily here in the second quarter, and it's worked so far for them as they move the ball fairly well here to start the second quarter. We'll see how they get it, what their strategy is to punch this thing into the end zone.
Keith Reed with the quarterback keep, and he's got it. Nice blocking out there by the receivers and also by Tristan Wallace on the little kick-out block, as well as Cole Shields out in front of that as well. A little quarterback sweep for the touchdown for the Challengers, and I like it. Get those big backs out in front of him and blocking for him, and he rolls right into the end zone. So Challengers, pending the extra point here with 9:12 to go in the second quarter, should be tied up here after this extra point.
Scott for the extra point try.
Kick is up, and it's good.
And the kick is up.
And we have a tie game. So
9:12 left in the half.
Not surprising, these two teams tied. We'll be back after a message from our sponsors.
At 3 o'clock, Carter's campaign for class president will go live. His platform? Thirsty for change? Juice boxes for all. At 4, Liz will bid online and win. Yes! Yes! Which is why at 2, I'm down the street preparing for the storm. So no matter what, the show will go on.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with Crispy Crunchy Chicken's mouth-watering chicken and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
Good.
Welcome back to U.S. Cellular Park. JT Knobloch Scott ready to kick it off here for Cascade Christian after they tied the ball game up. Back deep. It really doesn't matter because the ball's kicked into the end zone and they're not going to get to return it anyway. But back deep for South Umpqua was Jenks and Rial. But Knobloch Scott, as again we've talked about the little bit of a breeze, kind of mostly gone now, but was sort of blowing in that direction, and the ball carries well into the end zone. And the South Umpqua Lancers will have to start from their own 20. Good weapon to have a nice kicker that gets that ball into the end zone.
Yeah, it's always helpful to start the opponent 80 yards away from their end zone instead of giving them a chance to return, especially in a very unpredictable high school football game.
Challengers don't look like they're quite ready on defense, but South Umpqua is ready to go, and they're going to hand it to Simons up the middle. And he's tough to bring down, but it looks like he got a couple yards on the play. Simmons with a couple yards. And, fumble it looks like, too. That was recovered by the Lancers. Second down after a gain of 3 for South Umpqua. Defense starting to settle in a little bit for Cascade Christian. They got a stop on the South Umpqua's last possession, and we're able to get the ball back to the offense. See if the Lancers can find some cracks in that D that was very good on the last possession. And there's Tristan Wallace fighting off a block from Cade Johnson out there on the edge and making a tackle for the Challengers after a couple-yard gain.
Stopped by a host of Challengers.
Simmons only picking up another 3 yards, it looks like. And Knobloch Scott back in for the Cascade Christian Challengers at one of the defensive end spots. And Daniel Nearing comes out. I think they want to get a little bit of speed in these passing situations. against that South Umpqua quarterback, Johnson.
And he's done it to him twice already, looking to scramble on third down, and he's going to do it again here.
And now he's finally going to throw the football up. Oh, and what a catch. Decent coverage down there by the challengers, but a great catch by Johnson, Cade Johnson, for a huge first down for the South Umpqua Lancers. The good news for the challengers is Johnson pretty well covered on that, and I think next opportunity the challengers may be able to make a play on that.
First down on the Cascade 48-yard line.
Daniel Nearing back in the football game at defensive line spot. Cascade Christian doing a better job of keeping Johnson, Jace Johnson that is, in the, and Simmons bounces out only to be tackled by Ragu after he picked up about two or three yards on the play.
Yeah, and he broke the tackle and then ran immediately east-west and didn't pick up any additional yardage after breaking the tackle.
Yeah, kind of thought he was going to go upfield, but he really didn't. So just a couple-yard gain there for South Umpqua. And the Challengers' defense has looked pretty good. I mean, South Umpqua has moved the football a little bit but on the Challenger D, but for the most part, Challenger defense has been holding up. Bad snap. Johnson's going to chuck it. And he's out of bounds. Good job, good identification that time that he was jumping up. And remember, in high school, you can push him out of bounds, and if he doesn't land anywhere in bounds, it's an incomplete pass. And so nice job that time. It looked like by Maurer out there, I think. Just shoved him out of bounds while he was in the air. And so it's an incomplete pass. Third down now for the South Umpqua Lancers. Third and about 7, 8 yards to go here. Challengers with another opportunity to get a stop and force the Lancers to make a decision. Johnson throwing the ball out here to Isaac Real, and he's real close to the first down.
To Isaac Real.
And let's see where they spotted. Oh, they're going to give them the first down. Just enough to get the first down, and the South Umpqua Lancers in business after the quick throw to Real out in the flat. First and 10 now for South Umpqua at the
38-yard line
of the Challengers. And again, that defense has been making them work for it.
Yeah, and that seems like the first down that the South Umpqua team has had that hasn't came off a big explosive play created by the quarterback in the backfield.
Yep. Hands the ball up the middle, that time to Jenks from the running back spot.
Johnson with the carry, stopped by Cole Shields.
And Jenks stopped by Cole Shields and others.
Down and 8.
Some different receivers in the game now. Christensen in the game out wide right, along with Isaac Simpson, who's listed as a tight end for the South Umpqua Lancers. Out left, we have Isaac Real and Johnson, Cade Johnson, in the slot. Boy, nice pitch that time by Jace Johnson just before he gets hit.
Johnson pitch to Jenks.
And Jenks, with the gain, picks up 6 or 7, 8 yards on the. It looked like about 5 or 6 yards, excuse me, on the play. Brings up third down and about 4 for the South Umpqua Lancers.
Yeah, and a very impressive pitch there. Literally jumped over the top of the guy tackling him and threw it back. A risky pitch, and I'm sure the coach won't want him doing it again, but it works out for him this time.
So big third down play here. However, if they don't get this, they're going to go for it on fourth down in this part of the field.
Oh yeah, we're definitely in 4-down territory here for South Umpqua.
Ball out in the flat to Johnson, avoids one tackle, and I believe he got the first down. Yep, he did. And
Johnson pass complete.
Nice job by
Justin Jenks.
him of avoiding a tackle and getting those extra yards he needed to get for the first down.
First down, South Umpqua on the 25.
So Jenks and Isaac Simpson out. And we've got in the ball game Tanner Dobrik, another tight end. So it looks like they're going to go to a tight formation here on 1st and 10.
Yeah, and the wide receiver out right, very wide.
And a nice run this time by Simmons up the middle for a huge gain, about 14 yards and a first down. Simmons doing a good job of avoiding the tacklers, and some nice blocking by that South Umpqua. Nice hole up the middle that time by that South Umpqua line. Saw they brought Johnson in motion to kick out the defensive end, and he made his block, and Simmons just cut right in behind him, and a huge gain.
Yeah, and that gets South Umpqua over 100 yards rushing on the game already to start.
And they run the exact same play again here on 1st and 10. Exactly the same play. You saw Johnson go in motion, make the kick-out block. And Simmons up the middle for about 2 or 3 yards this time. Better job by that Challenger defense. 2nd down now. They can get a first down at the 3-yard line. 2nd down and 10, or 2nd down and 7, excuse me, from the 10.
2nd and 7.
Simmons again. Gets to the 4, maybe the 5-yard line.
Dave Simmons with a carry.
And Simmons will have to go out of the football game as he lost his helmet on the play. He gets down to the 5-yard line. 3rd down now and about 2, it looks like, for South Umpqua. 2 minutes, 28 seconds to go here. Clock running in the 2nd quarter. So that's time becoming not a factor for South Umpqua, but a factor for the Challengers if and when they do get the ball back.
Yeah, and a very quick game, a very long drive, methodical offensive game so far.
Jenks with the carry. Spinning. Fumbled the football, and the Challengers get it.
Recovered by Cascade.
And there was 2 fumbles on that play. One on the snap that required the handoff to be tossed, and that means your running back's not
wait a minute. I don't think that's recovered by the Challengers. It's recovered by South Umpqua.
Recovered by South Umpqua.
And they recover it for a first down. Boy, that's convenient. A nice job. I think that was their receiver outside that recovered the football. Challengers looked like they had a chance to get it, but weren't able to. So clock running now, 1:50 to go here in the first half. And South Umpqua in business, 1st and goal. 1st and goal at the 2. Jenks with the carry, and he's in for the touchdown.
Justin Jenks with the carry. Touchdown, South Umpqua.
So South Umpqua takes the lead now. Right with just 1:38 to go here. In the first half, extra point coming. Moros on to kick the extra point. And it's up, and it's right down the middle. So South Umpqua takes a 14-7 lead here with 1:38 to go in the half. And we'll be right back after a short timeout.
Got some more alumni prizes.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
And we're back with South Umpqua about to kick off. Al Macy with the kick. Brings it up to the 30, about the 33-yard line, runs out of bounds. The Challengers will take over there. So good first half by both teams so far. And South Umpqua benefited from a long, like Joel said, long, arduous drive down the field. No real big plays, but they pick up first downs when they needed them on third and shorts, third and mediums, and even a third and long, and they punch it in the end zone to take the lead 14-7. Cascade Christian now with the football, 1:32 to go here in the first half. And if you're the Challengers, you'd like to score some points here, but you'd also got to remember you get the football to start the second half, and you don't want to, do anything stupid and give the ball back to South Umpqua here. So you got to, whatever you do, you got to take care of the football. Keith Reed in the shotgun. Challengers on first down, and Keith's going to be sacked. In the backfield that time for South Umpqua is Jenks. And looks like it's going to be about a 10-yard loss on the play. So the Challengers clock running, 1:12 to go here in the half. Trying to find something that's going to work against this South Umpqua defense. And that time, good inside or outside rush, I should say, by Jenks. Sacks Keith Reed for a big loss. Brings up 2nd and 20. Pass complete to Waits over the middle. And he's got that yardage back and then some. Timeout by Coach Getman. And so a quick timeout. We'll leave it right here as it's 45 seconds. Excuse me, 45 seconds to go in the half. Challengers with the football up at the 41-yard line of South Umpqua. Remember, so far in this game, remember that the Challengers will get the kickoff to start the second half, and that's, I think, important here. But also remember that Cascade Christian has Knobloch Scott, who's quite capable of kicking field goals in the 40 to 45, 46, 7-yard range. We saw him kicking earlier in warm-up. So the Challengers need to get down to about the 30-yard line to give them a shot at a field goal like that.
And they also still have two of their 3 timeouts left to go to get there. So 45 seconds, a lot of time, especially in high school football.
Absolutely. Remember, the clock stops when you pick up a first down. Third down, it is 3rd down and 4. But the Challengers, if they pick up a first down, the clock will stop until the change are set. So Cascade Christian out on the field now after the timeout. Let's see what play they've got pulled out of their bag here on 3rd and 4. Throw out in the flat to Peyton Maurer. Just throwing just a little bit too soon, or too quickly, I should say, for him to be ready to catch. And it looks like fourth and about 4 here. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised if the Challengers don't go for it. But nope, they're going to punt it. I think that's a smart play here. Remember, they do get the football to start the second half. Knobloch Scott's going out to punt the football. And I like this decision on the Challengers' part because I feel like they should punt it here with the 44 seconds left and then take their chances after, getting the ball back after halftime.
I'm a bit surprised we're not seeing a hard count first with it being 4th and 4. But he'll roll and punt it away anyway.
Nice punt that time, except it's out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. He got all of it, but it's definitely out of bounds. And it's going to go out at about the 33. So let's see what the Lancers decide they want to do with the first down in decent field position up at the 33. And I don't know what kind of kicker they might have.
They also have all 3 of their timeouts left as well.
They have 3 timeouts left, as Joel mentioned. And
actually 2. They did use one in the first quarter.
Oh, that's right. They did.
Right
you're right.
Right before they scored their first touchdown.
Yeah, you're right. So ball's ready for play here. Lancers coming off the sideline. And if you're Cascade Christian, you want to play a little bit looser on your coverage here. Don't let anything get thrown over your head. Especially, you know, I would keep an eye on you-know-who, number 21, Cade Johnson. He's their primary target in these kind of situations. And we see the screen being set up for him right now. And a good job of reading that. Great job of reading that by Cole Shields, who tackles him in the backfield and brings up 2nd down and 10. Clock continues to run. Doesn't look like South Umpqua is all that excited about doing anything about it, so they may just let this clock run out. We'll see. Now it looks like they're going to run one more play. Going to run one more play here. 6 seconds to go, clock running. Back to pass is Johnson. He'd love to just run it, but he throws it to his running back, Simmons. And good tackle that time, hanging on for dear life. And that will be the end of the first half. So your score at halftime, South Umpqua Lancers 14, Cascade Christian Challengers 7. And we'll be back after a message from one of our sponsors.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Sherm's Thunderbird Market has been serving Southern Oregon for over 50 years. We are thankful and proud to be able to say that our employees are like family, and we certainly couldn't serve Southern Oregon so well without them.
I love my job, and what better place to work than for the people who care about you and your community.
We really are treated more like family rather than just employees.
Our loyal customers make my job fun and more enjoyable.
Sherm's is now hiring. Go to our website to see what positions are available.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Welcome back to Cascade Christian High School. Well, their field anyway. And you can see down below us homecoming going on. Well, actually, you see the scoreboard right now. Cascade Christian behind 7-14 to the South Umpqua Lancers. Scoring summary for the first half. South Umpqua scored first on a 9-yard touchdown run by Jace Johnson. Getting the two Johnsons, Cade and Jace, confused there a little bit, but Jace Johnson with a 9-yard touchdown run. And it was 7-0 with 9:04 left to go in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Cascade Christian coming back with a 3-yard run from their quarterback, Keith Reed, for a touchdown. Extra point was good to tie it up at 7. And then in the second quarter, South Umpqua, 2-yard run from Justin Jenks puts them on the board again. Extra point good, and the South Umpqua Lancers lead the football game here at halftime 14-7. So that's your scoring summary. Pretty good ball game so far for the Challengers and the Lancers both. No turnovers so far in the football game, and it's been a pretty tough half for both teams as far as doing in the way of any big plays. Most of the plays have been very small, short plays, and tell you what, it's been a good game so far. So statistics for the first half for South Umpqua: rushing yards, the Lancers with 117 yards. Passing yards, Johnson has 63 yards, and total offense for South Umpqua 180 yards in the first half. For Cascade Christian, in the first half, they have 27 yards rushing and 76 yards passing. Keith Reed for total offense or total yards of 103 in the first half. Both teams offensively have been limited by some good defense, and it's been quite a half of football. Really has.
Yeah, and the Lancers really getting it done on the ground, especially with the massive run plays that they've had, scrambling the ball with their quarterback. And he has had a day for himself running the ball.
Yeah, he really has. And I think the Challengers in the second quarter, you saw a little bit of them sort of spying him a little bit more, Jace Johnson, to try to keep him from getting out of that pocket and running, scrambling for extra yards. Neither team has really established a lot offensively, but the Lancers, as you mentioned, doing a good job mixing up the run game between their quarterback and Simmons, the running back. So all in all, a nice first half for both teams, really, and a good football game we got going on here. Kind of looking forward to which team can make adjustments in the second half. Remember, the Challengers get the football first to start the second half.
Yeah, and just a few really long mythological drives is what's been happening. There's only been about one stop in this game that hasn't been stopped by the clock. So we'll see if the defenses can figure it out, or if the offensives can make some bigger plays and be more explosive in the second half.
All right, well, we're going to take a couple breaks here, and we'll be back with more football here. As you can hear in the background, it's homecoming here, so you can hear in the background sort of the homecoming activities going on behind us. We'll be right back.
Game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Fuel your daily adventure at My Circle K. Whether it's some Monday motivation to kickstart your day, adding some crunch to your lunch, or fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
Welcome back to the Cascade Christian Challengers and the South Umpqua Lancers. Pretty good game so far here in the first half. And as you can see on the scoreboard there, it is 14-7 at halftime. Challengers behind the Lancers. And as homecoming activities are continuing on the field, what do you think adjustments that the Challengers need to make here in the second half to try to take control of the football game?
Most of the adjustments need to be made on the offensive end. I mean, holding a good South Umpqua football team to 14 points in the first half isn't your problem. It's only putting up 7. And to be fair, the long drives of South Umpqua haven't given the Challengers the ball for most of the game. It's hard to get into an offensive rhythm when you've only touched the ball for like 3 times in the entire football game. But they got to come out and hit them quick and fast like Cascade. Both of these teams are used to scoring quickly in their hurry-up offenses. And it's a game where we really haven't seen a team score quickly with a bunch of
big
fast,
plays.
explosive plays.
It's been a bunch of small plays. The Challengers, to your point, only running 22 offensive plays in the first half. So, not really getting a lot of opportunities in that first half did Cascade Christian. And South Umpqua, on their end of the stat sheet, ran, looks like about 28 plays. So a little bit of a play advantage there in the first half for South Umpqua. But as you mentioned, a lot of drives by both teams that move the ball down the football field, but only resulting in points on a couple of occasions. So both teams sort of trying to keep the ball away from the other team a little bit as we see this game unfolding here.
Yeah, a lot of third downs, a lot of long drives that with very few big plays that weren't created.
Well, and running the football, both teams a lot, and not a lot of incomplete passes. We've seen a lot of the clock running, the entire first half. Pretty quick first half, really, when you look at it. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back after this short timeout.
At 3 o'clock, Carter's campaign for class president will go live. His platform? Thirsty for change? Juice boxes for all. At 4, Liz will bid online and win. Yes! Yes! Which is why at 2, I'm down the street preparing for the storm. So no matter what, the show will go on.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chickens, mouth-watering chicken, and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
At 3 o'clock.
Power Days at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up with a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. Get Ram Power Days special pricing on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Sherm's Thunderbird Market has been serving Southern Oregon for over 50 years. We are thankful and proud to be able to say that our employees are like family, and we certainly couldn't serve Southern Oregon so well without them.
I love my job, and what better place to work than for the people who care about you and your community.
We really are treated more like family rather than just employees.
Our loyal customers make my job fun and more enjoyable.
Sherms is now hiring. Go to our website to see what positions are available.
Well, welcome back to U.S. Cellular Park. You can see the Challengers getting ready to take the field here to start the second half. Cascade Christian down 14-7 here at halftime. Challengers defensively looking pretty good, really, holding the #1 team in the state to 14 points in the first half. Offensively, still working on some of that execution stuff, as we've saw, you know, a bad snap. Well, not really a bad snap, a dropped snap sort of kill one of their drives in the first half. And you know, really South Umpqua did a good job of keeping the ball away from them, as they only ran 22 plays in the first half, did the Challengers. So hopefully the third quarter's kind of been the Challengers' quarter to go so far this year. So hopefully they can do that again here as they get the football to start the second half.
Yeah, and the team that comes out and gets that explosive energy-making play, whether it be a turnover or a big long touchdown, something that'll turn the tide in this what's been a battle in the trenches throughout the first half. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see which team can sort of separate itself from the other one. The Challengers with a good chance to tie the football game back up to start as they get the ball here, and the Challengers getting stretched out. Looks like they're going to put a few extra minutes here on the clock as both teams kind of out getting stretched out and warmed up for the second half. As we looked at the stats, we saw that South Umpqua did a good job of rushing the football in the first half. The Challengers sort of mixed it up with a little bit of each in the first half, about 80 yards.
Yeah, very heavy passing in the first quarter for the Challengers, and then very heavy rushing in the second quarter.
Yeah, 76 yards passing for the Challengers in the first half, 30 yards rushing. And the opposite sort of for South Umpqua, 117 yards rushing and 63 yards passing. So this is really, as we mentioned, the championship game for the league here today, as the Challengers do have one more league game after this, Sutherland. And they obviously would have to win that game as well as this one to win the league championship. Should South Umpqua win this football game, South Umpqua has already played all of their league games, so they would be the league champion in the 3A Southern League here. So important second half here for Cascade Christian to keep their league championship hopes alive. And I think it's been quite a while since the Challengers haven't won a league championship.
Yeah, it really has been. I can't think back to the last time they haven't done it. The league a little tougher than it has been in the past, for sure. But it's still been quite a few years.
Yeah, and it's interesting this year because the Challengers also in their league, you know, normally they would play Douglas and Brookings, but neither one of those teams or neither one of those schools fielded a team this year, so they had to fill in games with Marist and also with Springfield, and Challengers able to beat Springfield up there on the road up in Eugene, but Marist proved to be quite the good team, and I think one of the top teams in 4A this year. So Challengers have played some tough games as well.
Well, it's always been a strategy of Coach Gettman to get tough teams on the schedule in each one of his seasons to really test his team early.
Yeah, he wants the team to be ready for the playoffs and wants them to improve every week. And you can see it. This has been a great game in the first half, and I'm sure there's lots of different directions that this thing's going to go before it's final. And Challengers, with, as we mentioned, with a great opportunity here to start the third quarter with the football. We're going to take one real quick break, and we'll be back for the start of the third quarter.
A new way to achieve the highest level of savings. Peak Rewards. The Peak Rewards app is your roadmap to savings wherever your journey takes you. Simply by using our mobile app, you can shop for a mountain of savings in any of our convenience stores and fuel up for less. Just download the Peak Rewards app, register, find participating stations and stores near you, and start saving. With Peak Rewards, you can travel further for less. So what are you waiting for? Download Peak Rewards today and find a location near you.
Back at U.S. Cellular Park, the Cascade Christian Challengers and the South Umpqua Lancers. Been a great first half. South Umpqua leads Cascade Christian 14-7 as we start the third quarter. Kicking off for the South Umpqua Lancers is Jury Moros. And back deep for the Cascade Christian Challengers is Brody Sample and Tyler Almacy. So, short guy Cameron Ragu in the middle of the field at about the 25-yard line. Not a super deep kick, going to be taken by Almacy at about the 15, 20, 25, out to about the 30, 33-yard line and down. Challengers will get the football there for their first offensive series of the second half. We'll see what kind of execution Cascade Christian can come out with here to start the third quarter. See what kind of adjustments maybe that they've made at halftime that can be applied starting this third quarter.
Yeah, we'll see who can be the big spark in the offense here in the second half and really get the Challengers moving up the field at their usual speed, pace, and efficiency.
Keith Reed back in the pistol as usual. And you see Brody Sample, the lone receiver, on his left. Trips to the right. In motion is Almacy. Keith Reed back to throw. The tunnel screen over to Brody Sample. And pickup of about 5 yards, it looks like, for Brody on that tunnel screen that the Challengers like to run. Not sure why they run it to the doggone short side of the field. Like to see them to run it to the wide side of the field, but that's what they did in that situation.
Yeah, it's just running it to the short side of the field gives you a little less room for error with your pulling guard.
Yeah, it also those big linemen are a little closer to where you're running the screen that way. So, second down and 6 now for Cascade. Well, maybe 5 for the Challengers here at their own 39. Keith Reed back in the shotgun. Going to take it and throw it out. I think that's Almacy or Sample. I'm not sure which one out there with the reception.
Looks like Almacy.
Looks like Almacy. He's real close to the first down. Looks like he's just, well, where is it? He is just short. Going to bring up third down and less than a yard. Challengers need to get to, no, they're going to give him a first down. So the Challengers with the first down as they have the football now at the 43. So good first down. Get the drive started here for the Challengers. Trip receivers to Keith Reed's left. Up top to the right, Peyton Maurer, the lone receiver. And throw the ball out to Brody Sample. Oh.
Just about hit Almacy in the back of the head.
Almacy in the back of the head.
Free pass incomplete.
Not a good throw that time by Keith Reed. So
it's always hard to ask your quarterback to make that throw all the way out to the far side of the field.
Well, and you got defensive players coming in. You got guys trying to make blocks. It's got to be, and the timing's got to be right on that. So the Challengers going to huddle. We don't see that very often. And Keith Reed grabs a play from the sideline. Maybe they're thinking that South Umpqua's intercepting a few of their signals as they huddle and call a play there. Not normal to see that.
No, you don't see that very often from the Challengers at all.
Keith, who's had trouble with that snap for some reason, drops the football again and brings up third down now and long for the Challengers. Loses about 8 or 9 yards on the play. All the way back to the 33. The Challengers have to get to the 47 of South Umpqua for a first down here. And Keith Reed running over to the side to pick up the play. So they must really think that somebody's picking up the signals defensively. As, again, we haven't seen them do this, and here they go. Challengers come out of the huddle. They got trip receivers to the left. Peyton Maurer up top on the right. In the backfield, Tristan Wallace. Reed back to throw. Throw into Austin Waits in the slot, and he fumbled the football.
Austin Waits.
He's down. We got an official here saying he's down.
Austin Waits.
And he is down. It looked like when he hit the turf, the ball came out. So they're going to give him a first down.
Another Cascade first down.
And a nice catch by Waits.
About 20 yards there.
Yeah, and from the slot spot. And a good throw, actually, by Keith Reed, right on the numbers.
Yeah, a little behind, but not bad enough to make it a dangerous throw.
Yeah, and the Challengers continuing to huddle, so they must really feel like South Umpqua has figured out their signals. And they're going to probably, I would suspect, do this for most of the rest of the game. And I think that's going to be a personal or an unsportsmanlike foul on the coach from South Umpqua. He did not like that call, and he was in the referee's ear over on that side of the field.
And
a sideline warning, it looks like, is being given to South Umpqua. And I believe the flag was picked up. So I believe it was a little more than just a sideline warning, if you know what I mean. I believe it was a shut your mouth warning, too.
Yeah, I agree.
So 1st and 10 for the Challengers at the 46. Backside screen to Austin Waits, and a great play by Cade Johnson from his linebacker spot. And Austin Waits is down on the field for Cascade. That's not a good sign for the Challengers. And they're taking a look at his ankle, I think, his right ankle, looks like. And Austin, we've mentioned before, is one of those guys that the Challengers rely on in the pass game. So he's going to get up and sort of hobble off. And we'll see who Cascade Christian brings in place of him. So it looks like Cole Shields is in the football game in his spot right now anyway. Cole new to the Challenger program this year as a junior, along with Tristan Wallace. And here comes Cascade Christian, twin receivers right and left. Almacy in motion. Hands the ball to Almacy on the fly sweep. And I think we got a blindside block penalty that's going to come up against the Challengers. Looked like Cade Johnson did not appreciate the block that he was made on him.
No, it did not.
And they're calling a hold, actually, against the Challengers. So that's going to take the ball back 10 yards. One of the few penalties we've ever had in this game so far, really, for either team. So that'll set Cascade Christian up back at their own 45. And that's going to be 2nd down now and 20. Well, maybe 19.
Penalty brings the ball back to the Challenger 45-yard line.
And for an offense that really hasn't been explosive all day, well, we're going to need to see something from Cascade Christian on this drive to keep this one going at 2nd and 20.
Yeah, and you can see that as we've discussed all along, the clock's still running, but all these drives taking a lot of time off the clock. 7:54 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Challengers with the football at their own 45, 2nd and long. And Austin Waits still on the sideline trying to work on that ankle, seeing if he can actually run on it. Pass outside to JT Knobloch on the screen. Makes a couple of moves and gets out to the gets to actually to the South Umpqua 49-yard line. Gets some of that penalty yardage back. Brings up a 3rd and about 13 for Cascade Christian.
Brings the ball up to the South Umpqua 49. 3rd down, 3rd and 13.
So 3rd down, 13. Challengers huddling again, which, again, unusual for Cascade Christian to do that. Must be convinced that South Umpqua is stealing signals.
Yeah, I don't think we huddled once.
When you played, yeah.
No.
So Keith Reed in the backfield, twins to either side. JT Knobloch Scott in the game at one of those receiver spots, along with Al Macy. Cole Shields and Brody Sample on the other side. Almacy in motion. Reed rolling out, steps up. Throws the football, tries to throw the football to Cole Sheets. It's out of bounds.
Flag in the backfield.
Flag in the backfield, which is usually not a good sign. And there's going to be a hold against the Challengers. Unfortunately, the spot of the foul is 5 yards in the backfield, so it's going to be 3rd and a mile for the Challengers after this one. So 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul takes it all the way back down to the Challenger 35.
And after seeing 2 penalties in the entire first half, we've already seen 2 here in the first, 7 minutes of this game?
Yeah, and it's 3rd and 29 here, or 28 for a first down. So the Challengers better pull one of those tricks out of their bag here. See if you don't have a lot of plays for 3rd and 28.
No, but if you can pick up past the 50, you might be in 2-down territory.
Yeah, you need to kind of get to the first down, or to the 10-yard stick, somewhere around the 40, 45-yard line to make it manageable for a 4th down attempt. Otherwise, you're going to punt the football because you're going to be on your side of the field. So Challengers here, 3rd and long. See what they've got pulled out in this situation. Just throwing the ball up to Knobloch Scott, who wasn't on the same page with Reed, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and it's going to be a punt situation for the Challengers. So their first drive, after having some promise and picking up a couple of first downs, sort of ends after a couple of penalties, really put them in long yardage situation. So with 6:28 to go in the football game, Challengers going to punt it. Knobloch Scott heading back.
Isaac Real deep.
And the textbook definition of shooting yourself in the foot on this drive for the Challengers.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't seem to get much done except for a couple of penalties after those first 2 first downs. Back to punt, as we mentioned, JT Knobloch Scott back to receive for South Umpqua, Isaac Real. Knobloch gets it away. It's a nice kick. Real's going to take it about the 25-yard line, up to the 30. And about the 32, 33-yard line, he's taken down. Looks like Al Macy and Cole Shields on the tackle, and the Challenger defense right back on the field. Sort of a good sign for the Challengers is Austin Waits. Looks like he got his ankle taped over the top of his cleat, and he's back in the football game. We'll see how much mobility he has.
Yeah, and Kurt got him back out there as quickly as he could. We saw him doing some strength tests on the sideline before they taped him up and sent him back out there. So we'll see what kind of mobility he has and how it affects his game moving forward.
Kurt Schmidt, the trainer, Joel referring to, does a great job with the kids. Very appreciated by all of us coaches that work at Cascade. And they hand the ball off in the run game to Simmons. And you would expect them to do that. I mean, they've got the lead. They'd love to run the clock here against the Challengers.
Yeah, and it's been what they've been doing the entire game so far, and it's worked.
Ragu and Maurer on the stop for Cascade Christian. 2nd down now in 6. A 4-yard gain that time for Simmons, excuse me. Challenger defense needs to make a stop here. And they've been on the field a lot so far in this game, it seems like. Johnson, the quarterback, rolling out. He's got Johnson Cade for a big one down the sideline. Al Macy's the only one that's going to catch him, but he's not going to catch him. Touchdown, South Umpqua. 62 yards on the touchdown for the South Umpqua Lancers, and the first big play of the game goes South Umpqua's way.
Yeah, and like we said going into the half, whoever was going to have that explosive burst in the first half was going to have the advantage, and we just saw our first big play of the game.
So the 62-yard completion from Johnson to Johnson, and we kind of warned you about that earlier. We remember, at least I remember from last year, those 2 Johnsons hooked up for a lot of yardage against Cascade Christian last year. So now the Challengers really in a hole as Moros comes out to try the extra point for South Umpqua. The kick is up and good. And with 5:27 to go here in the 3rd quarter, South Umpqua leads the Challengers 21-7.
Gather and memories are made. Tap Rock Northwest Grill.
There's also a prize winner.
Back at Cascade Christian at U.S. Cellular Park, actually, is where we are. South Umpqua getting ready to kick off the football here to the Challengers after scoring a touchdown to take a 21-7 lead on the Challengers.
Deep for Cascade.
Brody Sample and Tyler Almacy. And the Challengers now in a little bit of deep water here with 5:27 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, and they need a big play of their own if they want to stay in this thing with the way that the Lancers have been controlling the clock.
Almacy with a nice move breaks a tackle at about the 30-yard line and gets out to the 39 to set the Challengers up with some good field position to go. So a nice return that time by Almacy, and the Challengers really need to move this one down the field and get in the end zone here and get themselves back within a one-score game.
And preferably do it with some pace and efficiency.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of pace and efficiency from that Challenger offense tonight. It's been sort of hit and miss. They had the one good drive where they scored the touchdown, and other than that, it's been sort of the 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. So Keith Reed now in the backfield by himself with 4 receivers up at the top and 1 receiver down at the bottom.
Single coverage down here at the bottom for Sample.
Going to throw the screen pass out to Almacy. Not a lot out there for him to go to. Love to see them throw something to Brody Sample over here on the other side. He's single covered by, but he's got a lot of speed. Love to see him get an opportunity to make a play as he's out on the perimeter by himself, guarded one-on-one. I think I like that matchup for the Challengers.
You are another prize winner.
And you can hear Don Sample in the background, I'm sure, announcing different Challenger alumni that are winning some prizes tonight, as it is alumni night, not only homecoming, but also alumni night for the Challengers. 2nd down and 10 now for Cascade Christian, and unfortunately for the Challengers, they've sort of struggled offensively all night.
And also Cascade Christian yet to run the football, and it looks like this will be their first run attempt, a design quarterback run for Keith Reed.
And Keith's going to get 4 or 5 yards and put him up in 3rd and manageable here, 3rd and about 7. And Jim and I have talked about it a little bit this year. The Challengers looking for that one dynamic guy that can really make a play for them when they need it. And they've kind of struggled in that area. They've in the past in the different teams, different eras of Challenger football, seems like there's always been one guy that can make a big play when the Challengers need it. And this year that guy seemingly hasn't really emerged. So,
and it's been something that Coach Getman hasn't had to deal with in the past years in trying to find a guy. He's always had his guy already kind of lined up.
True. Pass to Brody Sample, and nice job by Brody of sort of leaning forward and getting that first down, as the Challengers really needed to get that and get a little bit of offensive momentum here. So a good throw by Keith Reed on time that time to just a little curl route there on the sideline by Brody Sample. And with that speed, you got to give him a little bit of respect, and they definitely did, and he was able to pick up the first down. Twins to both sides. Challengers, Almacy in motion. Keith Reed rolling out to his right. He's got wide open in the flat, Almacy, but he's got to catch a football first. And he turned up the field without catching it. So 2nd down and 10 now for the Challengers. And those are the little kind of things you gotta get right.
Yeah, just too excited to turn up the field and didn't watch it all the way into his hands.
Knobloch Scott will come in for Almacy, and looks like Austin Waits also coming out of the game. Different formation here for the Challengers.
Prize winner, Erica Clogston.
And the Challengers, I was wondering about that. They did not have enough guys on the field, so Al Macy comes back in the football game. I'm counting, I'm going, that's only 10 guys. And they finally got Al Macy out there for number 11. And, well, he's the guy that's going to get the ball. So a nice job by him on the bubble screen. And you can see Cade Johnson out there saying he was held. Of course, he's been doing that all game. And no call there. And a nice block, in my opinion, out there by Maurer, and it picks up a first down for the Challengers inside the 40 down to about the 37.
TJ Orton, are you here?
And the Challengers yet to hand the ball off to their running back here in the second half.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, huh? They've pretty much determined that they don't want to run into the teeth of this South Umpqua defense. They haven't had much success running the middle of the field. They've had a lot of success getting the ball out to their receivers in space, and that's kind of what they've been doing so far in this one. Al Macy in motion again. Keith Reed to throw the ball. Pump fakes. He's got Austin Waits down the field for a big first down and clear down inside the 10-yard line. So first and goal now for the Challengers. There's a nice big play we were looking for.
Yeah, and that's the explosive play that might be able to get this offense going as he throws a nice ball for about 20 yards.
They faked the little bubble screen that they've ran a couple times to Al Macy, and they just pumped to Al Macy out and then ran the blocker down the field in Austin Waits. And good catch and a nice big gain down deep into South Umpqua territory. Hand the ball to Brody Sample this time. And he picks up maybe a yard, 2 at the most.
Jake Simmons, Matthew Burnett on the stop.
Again, Challengers huddling, not something we normally see. A little bit of rain starting to fall here at the U.S. Cellular Field. A few drips and drops here and there. Nothing major yet. Challengers second and goal now from the 7. And really need to get this one in the end zone. Get themselves back within a one-score game here. Keith Reed calling a little bit of an audible at the line of scrimmage. And Brody Sample looks like still in the backfield for Cascade Christian. Makes a nice block and kind of throws the ball up to the corner of the end zone in the direction of Austin Waits, I think, there. And the ball goes out the back of the end zone. Excuse me, that's not Austin Waits over there. That's Cole Shields. And brings up third and goal for Cascade Christian.
Yeah, and Austin Waits was in solo coverage. I think they wanted to throw a fade to him, but they ended up double covering him on the island by himself over here on the near side.
Kind of took that away that time.
Good down.
So Challengers need to find something here to get this ball into the end zone. Can't afford to not come away with a touchdown here and get this down to a one-score game. Probably 2-down territory, I would suspect, for the Challengers.
And man coverage looks like they're going to bring some pressure here on third and goal.
Yeah, it does. Middle linebackers look like they're coming. Somebody needs to be over the middle of the field. Touchdown pass that time to Maurer, I think. Is that? Yeah, Peyton Maurer with the touchdown. So the 7-yard touchdown throw from Keith Reed to Peyton Maurer in the corner of the end zone gets it done for Cascade Christian. They really needed that to get back into this football game, and they come up with a play on third and goal for the touchdown. Knobloch Scott now to attempt the extra point.
Yeah, and just a good route by Maurer.
It was. Looked like he was going to go inside and just turned it around right at the goal line. And a good throw by Keith Reed as well. And the extra point's good. And it's now 21-14. Challengers down by 7. We'll be back after this quick timeout.
And here's another alumni prize winner.
At 3 o'clock, Carter's campaign for class president will go live. His platform? Thirsty for change? Juice boxes for all. At 4, Liz will bid online and win. Yes! Yes! Which is why at 2, I'm down the street preparing for the storm. So no matter what, the show will go on.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with Crispy Crunchy Chicken's mouth-watering chicken and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
Back at U.S. Cellular for the kickoff, which sails into the end zone, and South Umpqua Lancers will take over at the 20. A nice job by the Challengers. Really needed a drive there, and were able to pick up 7 points and get themselves back in this football game. Now they're going to have to rely on that defense to get them the football back.
Yeah, and really just one stop and is what they need right now to give them some confidence.
Yeah, defensive.
Especially after that big play.
Yeah, exactly.
South Umpqua in the last drive.
And it's Johnson to Johnson. We've been talking about that from the beginning of the game. Those two guys being cousins and very proficient as teammates. And Challengers trying to keep Cade Johnson, the receiver, in check, and have been at times putting extra linebacker on him.
They'll go back to the ground.
Meanwhile, they'll go back to the ground with Simmons. Simmons with a carry. He's picked up a couple yards at the most.
Stopped by a host of Challengers.
1 minute to go and counting here in the third quarter. Rain starting to fall a little bit at U.S. Cellular Park. Wind picking up just a little bit as well as the rain starts to fall. South Umpqua with the football at their own 22. 2nd down and 8 for Johnson and company. Johnson's rolling out, wants to throw to Johnson. Imagine that in the flat. Seems to be the common, anytime they need to have a big play, that seems to be the common Johnson to Johnson connection. They pick up about 10 yards and a South Umpqua first down, and you can hear some of the South Umpqua fans not very happy with that tackle sort of out of bounds, or at least going out of bounds. Hard to tell from this angle exactly where that was, but a first down for the Lancers nonetheless. And I think if you're the Challengers, you're going to have to find somebody that's athletic enough to stay on him and sort of take him all over the football field and remove his availability from the game.
Yeah, and we'll see if they want to run one more play here before the quarter ends. It doesn't look like they're going to get it off.
Does not. And that is the end of the third quarter. So we'll take a quick break. It's been a heck of a game so far. And we'll be back after this timeout.
Power Days at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up with a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. Get Ram Power Days special pricing on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love my team, I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Back at U.S. Cellular Park, Cascade Christian Challengers behind here late as we start the fourth quarter. 21-14 to the South Umpqua Lancers. South Umpqua with the football. They're going to hand off to Simmons, the running back, who's very difficult to get down, as you can see. He picks up about 4 or 5 yards on second down.
Hand off to Jake Simmons.
Excuse me, that was first down. So now it's second down and 4 for the South Umpqua Lancers.
A very physical run there.
Absolutely.
First down.
He is a very physical running back. And that should be a false start penalty, and it is. The guard pulled a little bit early before the snap. and he was able to, they were able to recognize that. It's going to be a false start. One of the few penalties we've seen on the Lancers. They've been very efficient offensively in this game. Ran a lot of the clock and ran the football pretty well, and thrown it when they've had to is basically what they've done.
Yeah, only their second penalty of the game for a total of 10 yards. They jumped off sides once in the first half, and they had one false start here in the second.
So very disciplined, a very organized, well-coached football team is what we've seen so far.
And you'd expect nothing less from a team ranked #1 in the state.
Absolutely.
2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 now for South Umpqua. If I'm the Challengers, I'm keeping an eye on number 21. And here he comes across the formation. Challengers after Johnson, the quarterback, and he runs out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
On the keeper.
Looks like he's a couple yards short of the first down, but picks up the penalty yardage and then some. Picks up about 8 yards, 9 yards on the play. And it brings up 3rd down and about 3. So a big 3rd down for South Umpqua in their own territory, and an opportunity for the Challengers to make a stop. And they're going to hand the ball to Simmons. And the human bowling ball runs for about 5-6 yards and a first down, and he is low to the ground, and you can see the forward tilt as he's running, and he picks up the first down for South Umpqua. And with the clock running and 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter, South Umpqua would like nothing better than to have a nice long sustained drive here and keep that clock running.
Yeah, and it's almost guaranteed they're going to be handing the ball off to their guy up the middle every single time on 1st down and 10 until the Challengers do something that can stop it.
Johnson's going to roll out here looking to throw. Ball thrown deep down the field. Intended for, looked like Isaac Real down there. A little bit overthrown, I think on purpose, as Johnson feeling a little bit of pressure from that Challenger defense as well. Challengers really got to work on keeping him in the pocket, because when he gets outside, he's real dangerous to run. And need to avoid that at all costs. Clock stops with the incomplete pass. 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. South Umpqua leading 21-14. Johnson in the shotgun. He's going to hand the ball off to Jenks. Headed around the edge. And there's a flag.
Pitch out to Justin Jenks. Penalty flag on the play.
And I'm guessing there's a hold, and there is on the edge.
Holding on South Umpqua.
And that's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot, which the spot is a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Should bring up 2nd down and about 30. And again, only the third penalty
back to the Lancer.
On the Lancers so far in the football game. So pretty clean game for South Umpqua. And again, my money's on Cade Johnson here. So if you're the Challengers, somebody better hit Cade Johnson and stay on him. And you can see that Tristan Wallace is out there in front of him. Good pressure that time by the Challengers. Cole Shields in there for Cascade Christian, and Johnson
Isaac Real.
Looking for Isaac Real, unable to hit him. 3rd down now in a mile.
Yeah, and you really limit your quarterback's options when you roll out to the short side of the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's really no space for him to run, and when you only have one receiver over there, it's kind of like, well, I hope my guy beats their guy, or else you got nowhere to go with the football.
Yeah, absolutely. 3rd down now and 23 for South Umpqua. Great opportunity here for the Challengers to make a stop and get that football back. And again, my money's on Cade Johnson. Keep an eye on him. Tristan Wallace outside with him.
And penalty flags already down on both sides.
Pass is incomplete. Let's see what the flag is about.
Penalty flags on the play.
I'm guessing it's probably an illegal formation, and if you're Cascade Christian, you should definitely decline this penalty and make it 4th down. An eligible man downfield. I would say they should decline both of them and make it 4th down.
Illegal motion.
Declined. It makes it 4th down. 4th down. And so the Lancers are going to punt the football. There was an illegal man downfield as well as a legal formation against the Lancers. So both penalties declined, making it 4th down now. And the Challengers will get the football back. 10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter with an opportunity to tie up the football game.
East Johnson to punt.
So if you're Tyler Almacy back deep for the Challengers, you want to get a good return, put your team in good field position.
Right, but the most important thing is to catch the football.
Yeah, absolutely.
The worst thing you could do right now is watch your defense have the best defensive stop that they've had all season, arguably, and then you drop the football and give it right back.
And the punt is blocked by Tristan Wallace. And the Challengers get the football in great field position at the 27-yard line after the block by Tristan Wallace. What a great play by him. And Peyton Maurer on the recovery for Cascade Christian. The Challengers in business here. Chance to tie this one up with 9:51 to go, and the ball in great field position at the South Umpqua Lancer 28.
Yeah, already approaching the red zone after the great play and the blocked punt.
Yeah, nice job by Tristan Wallace getting through, getting his hand up, and blocking that punt. So now the Challengers need to figure out how to get the ball in the end zone.
Cascade Christian 1st and 10.
Trips to the right for Keith Reed as he drops back to throw. And dangerous pass that time, trying to throw the little jack screen over there to Tyler Almacy, not really open. Brody Sample. And not open. Dangerous pass that time by Reed.
Yeah, and that's not the way you want to start your first play in the 4th quarter, is by throwing a risky ball like that one.
Yeah. Challengers now with the football deep in South Umpqua territory, as we mentioned. South Umpqua leading 21-14. 9:47 to go here in the 4th quarter. Handoff to Tristan Wallace for no gain. And brings up 3rd down and long now for Cascade Christian.
And the ground game just hasn't been there for Cascade.
No. Those linebackers for South Umpqua have been great. Simmons that time, we mentioned him on offense as the running back, makes the play from his linebacker spot. Just a tough kid. Tough to block, tough to tackle.
Yeah,
both sides of the football.
Total yards on the ground for Cascade tonight, where they've had their successes in the air, and on 3rd and 10, they're going to need it to find it again.
Yeah, probably 2-down territory, though, if you're the Challengers. I don't think you're kicking a field goal here. Keith Reed rolling out to his right. Throwing it back across the field. Great catch by Peyton Maurer, and a Challenger 1st down. Boy, you got to love a 6'3" receiver that can go up and catch the football. And that time, Peyton Maurer pretty well covered, but a great catch by Peyton Maurer and a big 1st down for the Challengers. 1st and goal now at the 8.
1st and goal on the 8.
Yeah, that's just the quarterback putting some trust into your receiver and just throwing it up and saying, my guy's better than yours, and he's going to go get it.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened in that situation. Challengers now with trip receivers to the right. And Tristan Wallace in the backfield with Keith Reed. They're going to run that quarterback sweep that they ran before.
Yeah, they scored a touchdown on it last time they ran it.
And
they'll get it again.
So Keith Reed again with the 7-yard touchdown run. giving the challengers an opportunity to tie up the football game here with an extra point. So challengers catch the first break of the turnover and are able to cash it in for the touchdown. And now JT Knobloch Scott for the all-important extra point. And it's no good. So the challengers remain behind by a point with 8:09 to go in the football game. Not exactly sure what happened there, but it looked like the hold.
It looks like it might have got blocked.
Or maybe the kick got partially blocked. Not really sure, but South Umpqua maintains the lead 21-20. And we'll be right back after a quick timeout.
Well, it's a dozen crumble.
Seen a new way to achieve the highest level of savings. Peak Rewards. The Peak Rewards app is your roadmap to savings wherever your journey takes you. Simply by using our mobile app, you can shop for a mountain of savings in any of our convenience stores and fuel up for less. Just download the Peak Rewards app, register, find participating stations and stores near you, and start saving. With Peak Rewards, you can travel further for less. So what are you waiting for? Download Peak Rewards today and find a location near you.
Timeouts left.
Back at Cascade Christian High School field here at U.S. Cellular Park. And Knobloch Scott going to kick the ball here. Looks like South Umpqua anticipating an onside kick with all their hands team up. But Knobloch Scott just going to kick it out of the back of the end zone. And South Umpqua, there's plenty of time in this football game, 8 minutes and 9 seconds to go, and it's just a 1-point lead for the Lancers. So they will take over the football from their own 20, and that challenger defense will be called upon again to make a stop. Great football game tonight so far. Both teams managing to get the 3 touchdowns on the board. The challengers without one of the extra points, and so the Lancers with the 1-point lead. And the defense, which has been pretty good all night, being called on once again to make a play. Johnson with the football, trying to throw to Johnson. And better coverage that time by the challengers.
Yeah, very good catch by Johnson.
Ragu, I think, out there with the coverage, and that makes a nice catch, or nice tackle after about a 2 or 3 yard gain. And again, Cade Johnson's got to be on your radar if you're the challengers. 2nd down and about 6 now for South Umpqua, who kind of shot themselves in the foot on the last possession. And gave the challengers an opportunity to block a punt. And Simmons with the run.
Big Simmons on the carry.
Carries it out to make it a 3rd down and about 1. So Simmons with a nice carry picks up about 6 yards on the play and puts South Umpqua, who's picking up the tempo here a little bit. They're going to run Simmons right back again, I have a feeling. Same play, same exact play. And he's going to get the 1st down to about the 31-yard line. Picks up a couple of yards, and that's all, but enough for the 1st down. And again, 7:05 to go in the game. South Umpqua with a 1-point lead would love nothing better than to run this clock and run the football against the challenger defense.
Yeah, they've been doing it well all night long, and they want to continue to do it, and that's pound the ball on the ground. So they can kill the rest of this clock. They'll be in a great spot.
Yeah, Cascade Christian defense needs to come up with a play. Simmons with the carry again. Picks up about 3 yards. 6:26 clock running here in the 3rd quarter.
Pick up the 3 yards, 2nd and 7.
In for South Umpqua, Isaac Simpson out, Tanner Dolbeck. So they're going to go from the 2 tight end. Well, actually, looks like Simpson is going to line up at tight end anyway. Johnson to throw the football deep down the field. And there's going to be a pass interference call against the Challengers.
That's a tough call because I don't know if that ball was catchable or not.
Well, looks like Cole Shields is going to get that call. Remember, in high school, it's just a 15-yard penalty. So it'll take the ball from about the 35 up to about the 50. And it'll be a first down, of course, for the South Umpqua Lancers. So, obviously, Challengers not giving up the touchdown, but they're going to give up 15 yards and a first down. And again, the guy he's looking for down the field is Cade Johnson. Jace Johnson looking for Cade Johnson. And again, the Challengers need to account for him wherever he is because he's been the primary target on most of Jace Johnson's throws.
And now with 5:49 left in the game, the clock's starting to become a factor for the Challengers.
Yep, clock becoming a factor as well as the position on the field of the Lancers because a touchdown here, really makes a difference in this one. Simmons with the football, picks up a couple of yards.
Simmons on the carry.
And again, clock continuing to run. And South Umpqua certainly taking their time as they should. I feel like the Challengers need to find somebody to make a play here for them on defense.
Yeah, you're going for a stop, but the worst thing is a long drive. If the Lancers score a touchdown, you're still down one possession, but if they can milk as much of the clock as they can, then you're in real trouble.
Johnson pass incomplete.
And you like that when they throw an incomplete pass because it stops the clock. 4:59 to go here in the fourth quarter. Challengers down by 1. And South Umpqua with the football at the Challenger 49. JT Knobloch-Scott back in the game. Daniel Nearing out. I think they can get some speed off the edge on the rush from Knobloch-Scott.
And also just a little bit more containment on the quarterback.
Exactly.
It allows you to drop more guys in coverage when you don't have to worry about the quarterback scrambling out for a first down.
So third down, big third down and 8 here for the Lancers. Oh, nice job out there by, I think that's Brody Sample, knocking the ball away. So fourth down now for the Lancers. What are they going to do here?
I think you got to punt the football.
That brings up fourth down.
I think that would be the wise thing to do.
You got to pin the Challengers as far away from scoring position as possible.
With 4:52 to go, it looks like they are going to punt the football. So the Challengers will get an opportunity here to, score some points and win this one.
And remember, all the Challenger touchdowns have been on long drives other than the one where they started inside their opponent 30.
Yep. So they will get the football back. Tyler Almasi, I think, is back deep for the Cascade Christian Challengers. Remember, the quarterback is the punter as well, Jace Johnson. So don't count on the fact that he's going to punt it, but he does. Nice kick. Wow. Fair catch called for by Almasi around the 10-yard line. And the Challengers will have to go 90 yards, for a touchdown. But remember, they just need a field goal here. They're only down a point. So Knobloch-Scott maybe get a chance to redeem himself here at some point as the Challengers drive this one down the field.
Yeah, if you can get down about 70, 80 yards, get yourself close to the end zone, then run the clock out and kick a field goal, that's right where you want to be.
Yep. So the Challengers with the biggest possession of the season really for them right here. And let's see what they can do with the football. They have all their timeouts left, 4 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. And they have the football at their own 10-yard line. Brody Sample and Almasi are out wide left. Austin Waits and Peyton Maurer are out to the right. Keith Reed in the backfield with Tristan Wallace. Tristan Wallace out to Maurer, who picks up a few yards and gets out of bounds.
Pass complete to Peyton Maurer.
He gets out to about the 14-yard line, which gives him a nice 4 or 5 yard gain. Looks like about 4 yard gain on first down. So the play coming in from the sideline, we've seen the Challengers huddle, which, again, somewhat unusual for them, but feel like they must be.
Yeah, this might be the first time the Challengers have huddled since they started running this spread offense back in, 2012, 2013?
Yeah, somewhere around that era. So the Challengers huddling up, trip receivers to the left, and a single down here to the right. Hand the ball to Tristan Wallace on the edge. And some good, that's been Challengers' problem all night. They have not been able to run the football. Lost about a yard on the play and brings up 3rd down now and 7 for the Challengers. 4:24 to go, clock running, so Cascade needs to move this along.
Yeah, at some point you just got to decide we're going to throw the ball because it's been what's working.
Yeah, they have not been able to run the football tonight, and you know, we talked about it a little bit at the start of the game tonight. How we felt like if you're playing against the Challengers, that's really what you want to do. You want to make them throw the football. They've been very inconsistent in the passing game all season, and that's exactly what the Lancers have forced them to do in this one. So big 3rd down and 7 from their own 13-yard line. Keith Reed's going to roll out to the right. Looks to throw the football to Maurer, and it's tipped by someone back at the line of scrimmage. So if you're Cascade Christian, what do you do here?
I think you got to go. Like I said, if the Lancers score a touchdown, you're still only down by a possession. I think everywhere is 4-down territory for you if you're the Challengers at this point.
Yeah, the clock is really the biggest enemy for Cascade Christian right now.
Because if you turn the ball over here, they get it back in the red zone, you might as well just let them score, and then you got another run at it.
Yep, that's a good point. So obviously you'd like to pick up the 1st down here. So Challengers with one last effort here on 4th and 7 to get that 1st down and get some momentum here. Oh, no, he's going to punt it.
Very interesting call by Coach Getman and the Challengers coaching staff.
Well, they must feel like those timeouts, and they're going to trust the defense. And a beautiful punt by Knobloch Scott. Takes Real all the way back to his 35, and he's going to bring it back out to about the 46, 47-yard line, where South Umpqua will have the football. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And the Challengers probably going to have to use some of those timeouts here on defense.
Yeah, I really don't like that decision by the Cascade Christian Challengers. I think that you got to take your chances and continue your drive, and if you don't do it, then at least you have the chance to just let them score, get the ball back, and go down and tie the game.
Yeah, so here it's going to be a pretty big battle of wills. The Challenger defensive line and linebackers against that South Umpqua line, because you would think if you're smart and South Umpqua, you should run the football here.
Yeah, if you're South Umpqua, this should be 3 straight handoffs to Simmons.
Yeah, I would think that's exactly what you want to do. And they've got their big package in the game. And they turn and hand the first ball to Simmons. And the Challengers doing a good job of stopping him and calling the timeout. Coach Getman with the timeout as soon as he was stopped. So quick timeout by the Challengers. We'll take a quick one as well, and we'll be right back.
Gather and memories are made. Tap Rock Northwest Grill.
Back at US Cellular Park. Cascade Christian Challengers down by 1. South Umpqua Lancers leading this football game 21-20. 3:23 to go in the 4th quarter. South Umpqua has the football. The Challengers just used their first timeout. It's been a whale of a game so far. Both teams playing well. And obviously the Challengers just missing an extra point. And the handoff is to Simmons again up the middle. And he picks up 3 or 4 yards, and the Challengers call another timeout, bringing up 3rd down now for the Lancers. 3rd down and about 7. And we'll take a quick timeout along with the teams here.
Seen a new way to achieve the highest level of savings. Peak Rewards. The Peak Rewards app is your roadmap to savings wherever your journey takes you. Simply by using our mobile app, you can shop for a mountain of savings in any of our convenience stores and fuel up for less. Just download the Peak Rewards app, register, find participating stations and stores near you, and start saving. With Peak Rewards, you can travel further for less. So what are you waiting for? Download Peak Rewards today and find a location near you.
Back at U.S. Cellular Park, Cascade Christian down by 1. Been a really good football game tonight. Both teams sort of able to move the football at different times during this one. Challengers with really the only turnover of the game on a blocked punt that they punched into the end zone for a touchdown. South Umpqua Lancers now, big third down play. Challengers used 2 of their timeouts already. 3rd down and 6 from the Challenger 49. And I'll tell you what, the Challengers do need a stop. And they're going to go with the flea flicker. And it's going to be a touchdown.
Let him go.
Touchdown, South Umpqua on the flea flicker. So it's 49 yards on the flea flicker from Johnson to Isaac Simpson. Probably the least guy that you would expect. So a great call by the South Umpqua coaching staff. The thing about it here, though, is big extra point coming up. The Challengers still get the football back. They're going to get it back down 7, down 8 at the most.
You might argue that it might have hurt South Umpqua more for him to actually get into the end zone than if he would have just went down before the end zone.
Yeah, probably would have been a good thing for him to just, I mean, the Challengers had already used 2 of their timeouts. Might have been a good thing. And let's see, there's a flag on this. So this may be coming back. Offsides on who? Challengers? Offsides on the Challengers. They're going to decline that and take the extra point and make it a. Now, it had to be tempting if you're the South Umpqua coach to maybe take that. And that penalty's declined, and the extra point is good. So 28-20 with 3 minutes to go. Challengers will get the football back, but they'll need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion now to tie this up. So not a terrible thing. I agree with Joel when he said it might have been better for the Lancers to, fall down around the 10-yard line and just run 4 plays and maybe run the clock out, or most of it, before they gave the ball back to Cascade Christian.
Yeah, you really just needed a first down to win this game with the Challengers only having 1 timeout left. And don't get me wrong, the touchdown and the extra point means now you can't lose this game.
Well, you can't lose it in regulation anyway.
But it does also mean that you have to give the ball back to the offense with 3 minutes left instead of maybe 50 seconds left.
Yep, and so the Challengers will get it back. And really, based on the last drive the Challengers had, maybe they're thinking the 8 points are great, and they're not even worried about what's going to happen after that. So Challengers struggling on that last drive to get any momentum.
Can get more creative on this next drive.
Tyler Almacy with the football and the speed goes around the end, picks up clear out to the 35-yard line. So much better field position for the Challengers. And now definitely the Challengers are in 4-down territory no matter what they do. 3:01 to go in this football game, and it's been a good one. It's been a really good one. Challengers have it with a chance to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and tie it up to before the end of the football game here and possibly go to overtime. I agree with you, Joel. Got to get a little more creative here on offense. You saw the creativity from South Umpqua on the flea flicker.
Yeah, and it was a high-risk, high-reward situation for South Umpqua, and
they made it count.
They made it count, and if you're the Challengers now, there is no risk.
There's no room for error.
There's no room for error, and there's no risk in anything you do because you're already down. You got to go out and make something happen and be explosive.
So the Challengers trips to the right. Keith Reed back to throw. And he's going to take the football and run it up the field a little ways. Clock's going to run. He gets about 5 yards out of the deal. And they're really not in a lot of danger of having issues with the clock. They just need to move it along.
They do still have a timeout left as well.
Challengers back up to the line of scrimmage. Wide receivers getting set. Keith Reed barks out the signals. Keith Reed, and a great catch by Tyler Almacy at the 40-yard line. Good job of Almacy coming back to the football there as he angled his route back toward the quarterback, and Keith Reed able to find him for a big first down.
And that gets Cascade over 200 yards in the air tonight.
Keith Reed's thrown the ball a bunch of times, I can tell you that. And the Challengers now on the Lancer side of the football field. Keith Reed with a quick out and out of bounds to,
Pass complete to Peyton Maurer, number 13.
That's Peyton Maurer on the reception. Ball now inside the 30, another Challenger first down, and Challengers looking good here, finally getting a little bit of offensive momentum here on this drive.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, where has this offense been? Maybe they should have been running fast pace like this the entire game.
Cascade on the 27-yard line.
Trip receivers to Keith Reed's left. Peyton Maurer down here on the right again. Challengers with the football. Blitz coming. Picked up pretty well. Tries to throw it out to Peyton Maurer, and a good job that time by Isaac Real. Knocks the ball away right at the last second. Good defensive play by him.
Yeah, and he's been good on both sides of the ball for the Lancers tonight.
He has been. Challengers looking to the sideline to get a play. Obviously, clock stops with that incompletion. Second down and 10 now for Cascade Christian at the South Umpqua 28, and we've mentioned it already. It's been a barn burner. Challengers need some points here. Down by 8. Little out route again to Peyton Maurer. Picks up 5 of those yards. Makes it third down now and 5, or maybe 4. Quick little out to Peyton Maurer. And blitz coming that time. Almost got to Keith Reed. Took a little bit of a hit off the edge that time from,
Third and 4.
I think, Jenks from his linebacker spot on the blitz. Oh, tried to go back to the well again. Now it's going to be fourth down. So South Umpqua bringing the blitz, brought 2 guys that time from their linebacker spot. So if you're Cascade Christian, you've got the middle of the field open when they're blitzing those linebackers. You got to get something over the middle. See if they can find someone in the middle of the field. Fourth down. Challengers need 4 yards for the first down.
This is really for the ball game. They need the first down or a touchdown here badly.
Got to get the 4 yards. And we have offsides. Offsides. Good call that time by the Challengers. Jumping offsides for South Umpqua will give the Challengers a first down.
Yeah, and that's a classic Coach Getman. And
smart football is what it is.
Cascade Christian move is they love to go to that hard count in very important situations.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, you saw that time the Lancers jumping offsides.
Really the first time the Lancers have been undisciplined on the defensive side of the ball all day today.
Yeah, true. But at a very important time, the Challengers pick up that first down that they really needed. So first and 10 now at the 17, excuse me, of the Lancers. Tries to throw to Austin, waits in the corner, not open, double covered, and took a shot from Justin Jenks. Keith Reed did. And the ball's incomplete, brings up second and 10. Challengers can get a first down around the 7-yard line. And there's plenty of time, 2 minutes and 5 seconds left on the clock. So if you're Cascade Christian, you've got the full playbook open to you really here. And you still got a timeout as well.
Single coverage out here on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, and that's where they've been going, is that little out route to Peyton Maurer.
And it looks like they're going to bring a safety over to help, actually.
Yeah, you could actually run the football here, it looks like, if you're Challengers. Run it to the left. Nope, they're going to throw a little out to Tyler Almacy. And now Macy with a nice gain down to about the 12-yard line will bring up third down now and about 2. 150 clock running. Challengers deep in South Umpqua territory here with a chance to score, and they'll need a 2-point conversion as well if they're going to tie it up.
In 2-down territory, plenty of time. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a run right here.
You could run it for sure. And they do. Keith Reed keeps it. 5, touchdown. Keith Reed with the 9-yard touchdown run to get the Challengers in the end zone. And now the Challengers need a 2-point conversion to tie this one up.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what Getman and the gang go to try to get this 2-point conversion. Because they're going to use their last timeout to think it over.
Well, I think that's a smart move. You got to have it here. So 28-27, South Umpqua. Sorry, I was a little late in updating the score there. Excuse me, 28-26, South Umpqua. So the Challengers with the need of the 2-point conversion here to tie up the game and send this one, well, possibly to overtime. Still a minute 29 to go in the football game. So if you're Cascade Christian, what plays have been working down here in the red area for them? We've got the quarterback sweep, I would think, in the back pocket.
The quarterback sweep, the read option, and they've also been running that jet sweep to the trip side.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do here in this situation, but they need this 2-point conversion to tie it up. So right now, South Umpqua 28, Cascade Christian 26, and this game has turned into everything that it was billed to be. I tell you what, both these teams have been very good today, and it all comes down to a 2-point conversion to see if we can send this one to overtime.
And Challengers, that tight trips to the right formation that they like to run that quarterback sweep out of, and they're going to motion it to the other side.
Yeah, interesting choice here. Let's see what they do in this situation. Keith Reed's going to roll to his left. He's going to look back, and the ball's tipped away by South Umpqua. And the 2-point try is no good.
Free pass, intercepted in the end zone.
Keith Reed had Austin Waits open right away, and he didn't throw him the ball. Looked like he was open. And unfortunately for the Challengers, the 2-point conversion is no good.
And after using that last timeout to draw that play up, they're out of timeouts, and this game is going to be over unless they can recover an onside kick.
So onside kick coming for the Challengers. We're going to stay right here and look at that kick and see if the Challengers can get the football back here on the onside kick. So Cascade Christian down, as we mentioned, 28-26, and unfortunately they need the football back. So the Challenger kick team will come out with a responsibility to try and get the onside kick to work. Something I'm sure they practice. You got all kinds of guys out there with some speed for the Challengers, and if you're Cascade Christian, trying to get this onside kick is probably going to be the ball game one way or the other. So if they get it, they get a chance. If they can't get it, South Umpqua probably going to get the victory.
The kick for the Challengers.
So Knobloch Scott tees it up, and here we go for the onside kick.
It looks like the kick's going to be coming down here to the bottom side of the screen.
Yep. And the whistle for the top kick, and it's a big bouncer covered up by number 13 from South Umpqua, Jace Johnson, the quarterback.
And a good play by Johnson to jump on that before it got to its second bounce where it would kick over his head.
Yep, nice job by him of coming in and getting that kick. And now the Lancers with the football, minute 28, no timeouts, really just need to take a knee here. And this one should be over. Well, probably a couple knees actually, but a great game, great football game. Too bad for the Challengers that they're going to come out on the short side of this against the #1 team in the state. But I'll tell you what, they gave a great effort and had their opportunities in this one for sure. victory formation now for the Lancers.
And this is the first snap under center we've seen in the entire game.
Yeah, from either team. And that's going to start the clock. Once it gets down under 40 seconds, they're going to take one more snap, and that should do it for the football game. So the Challengers are going to lose this one, 28-26. But a really nice effort all the way around by Cascade Christian. Unfortunately, they're just going to come up a couple points short. Minute 2 seconds to go, clock running. And the Lancer faithful, you can hear them cheering in the background. Johnson with another knee. And he'll have to take one more, I believe. He'll have to take one more knee once the clock is under 40 seconds. And that will do it. The Cascade Christian Challengers are going to fall 28-26 to the South Umpqua Lancers in a very competitive, very good football game. And that is the ball game. Final score, South Umpqua Lancers 28, Cascade Christian Challengers 26. And we'll be right back after this message.
At 3 o'clock, Carter's campaign for class president will go live. His platform? Thirsty for change? Juice boxes for all. At 4, Liz will bid online and win. Yes! Yes! Which is why at 2, I'm down the street preparing for the storm. So no matter what, the show will go on.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chickens, mouth-watering chicken, and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
Power Days at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up with a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. Get Ram Power Days special pricing on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love my team, I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Sherm's Thunderbird Market has been serving Southern Oregon for over 50 years. We are thankful and proud to be able to say that our employees are like family, and we certainly couldn't serve Southern Oregon so well without them.
I love my job, and what better place to work than for the people who care about you and your community.
We really are treated more like family rather than just employees.
Our loyal customers make my job fun and more enjoyable.
Sherm's is now hiring. Go to our website to see what positions are available.
Playoffs. Back at U.S. Cellular Community Park, Mark McLemore, Joel McLemore, a hard-fought game for the Cascade Christian Challengers. Unfortunately, they come up on the short end of the stick. You can see it there on the scoreboard. The guest, which is the South Umpqua Lancers, end up winning the football game 28-26 over the Cascade Christian Challengers. The scoring summary from the football game: South Umpqua scored first, a 9-yard run from quarterback Jace Johnson in the first quarter, and that put the Lancers on the scoreboard first, 7-0. In the second quarter, the Cascade Christian Challengers tied the ball game up with a 3-yard run from Keith Reed. The extra point was good to make it 7-7. With 1:38 to go in the second quarter, the Lancers scored again. South Umpqua, a 2-yard run from Simmons. The extra point was good, and at halftime, the Lancers led 14-7. In the third quarter, the Lancers, after a stop on defense of the Challengers, Johnson threw a 62-yard touchdown pass to Johnson to Johnson, Jace to Cade, and the score was 21-7 Lancers, and it looked like maybe the Lancers were going to take control and get that separation in the football game, but the Challengers come back. A 7-yard touchdown pass from Keith Reed to Peyton Maurer put the Challengers back in it at 24-14 with 1:13 to go in the third quarter. And then the Challengers blocked a punt, and after that scored a touchdown to make it a 21-20 football game on an 8-yard run by Keith Reed. South Umpqua, however, comes back, and the extra point was missed at that point. South Umpqua was still ahead 21-20, and then South Umpqua with a 49-yard touchdown pass on a 3rd and long on the flea flicker from Johnson to Isaac Simpson, and that put the Lancers up 28-20. The Challengers come back after that with 3 minutes to go. They managed to get the football down the field, and Keith Reed on a 9-yard quarterback run scores a touchdown, and the Challengers are down by 2. They need the 2-point conversion. Unfortunately for Cascade Christian, the 2-point conversion was no good, and the Challengers end up losing the football game 28-26. Really nice game for Cascade Christian. You want to run through the stats real quick, Joel? Or you want me to? Really, both teams, I thought, played really well, and you'll see a little bit in the statistics.
Yeah, I mean, total offense for both teams above 350. Cascade actually with a few more yards thanks to all the return yards they had, as Knobloch was putting a lot of his kicks in the back of the end zone. So not a lot of return yards for South Umpqua, but more yards passing and rushing. Very balanced attack from South Umpqua, 153 on the ground and 188 through the air. But the 188 through the air came, 2 of those were on pass plays over 50 yards. So
yeah, the 62-yard touchdown had a big part of that.
Yeah, the 62 and the 49, both big parts of the 188 yards through the air for South Umpqua. Keith Reed, a great game tonight, 235 yards in the air. But they struggled to run the ball, and when you're not running a balanced attack, it makes it very hard to outscore anybody.
Well, yeah, you become one-dimensional, and they know you're going to throw the football, and they can come after you with the pass rush. And we saw heavy pressure on Keith Reed a lot during the football game.
Well, and that's exactly when you're unable to run the ball and you get into a situation where you have to go for 2. In the back of everyone's mind is, well, we can't run to go for 2.
Yeah.
And when you take away your running ability at the 3-yard line when you're going for 2, you're going to struggle to pass in that confiscated of a space.
Yeah, it's very little space in there for you to maneuver when you're trying to throw the football.
In terms of penalty yards, South Umpqua 4 penalties for 25 yards, and the Challengers 4 penalties for 50 yards. So pretty balanced. Discipline-wise, the Challengers' penalties just hurt a little bit more. And no turnovers in the game for either team. Both teams, well, unless you count interception.
The block punt.
The block punt.
Really helped the Challengers with a short field.
More of just a change of positioning on the field than it is of possession.
Yeah.
And then the turnover or the interception in the end zone on the 2-point conversion. But both teams fumbled the ball a lot in the first half, but they got on it every single time. So just like a very well-played game by both teams. It was physical up front, and it was exactly what you'd expect for two teams in the top 10 with the conference on the line.
Yeah, it was a great game, and it's it's unfortunate that the Challengers end up on the short end of the stick. The Lancers, the number 1 team in the state, I would imagine they're going to end up being number 1 next week. The Challengers, wouldn't be surprised to see them move up a few spots based on their performance today, as they lost the football game, but I'll tell you what, they gave South Umpqua all they wanted. And so, but on the flip side, it's going to be the first year in as long as we can remember that the Challengers aren't going to win their conference this year. So Challengers are going to have to beat a very good Sutherland team next week and kind of see where their fate ends up, because if you don't win the conference, you're not guaranteed to get in the playoffs. So I would suspect, with the Challengers' record and where they're going to end up, provided they do beat South Umpqua next week, where they're going to end up in the rankings, they probably will make the playoffs, but it's not a certainty as it would have been if they had won the conference. So
yeah, they're the first team to really even give South Umpqua a game, as South Umpqua's won all their games by double digits.
Yeah. So, and I believe that's the end. I don't think South Umpqua has a game next week.
Yeah, that is their last game.
That is their last game. So they're going to probably roll into the playoffs as the number 1 seed in the state. So for Joel McLemore, Mark McLemore, Jared on the camera, thanks, Jared, tonight. We are going to call it a night, but we thank you for joining us. We thank you for watching and supporting Challenger football. And we will be back next week as the Challengers take on Sutherland here again at U.S. Cellular Field. So for all of us here, have a great evening, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.